Imagine waking up not just to another day, but to another chance. A chance to rewrite your story, to rise beyond mediocrity, and to shape a future that reflects your boldest ambitions. Success doesn't favor the lucky, and it doesn't cater to the naturally gifted. It rewards the determined. It belongs to those who take ownership of their thoughts, their habits, and their daily decisions. The path from ordinary to extraordinary doesn't begin with a secret strategy. It begins with a decision to master your mind, because before anything changes around you, something must shift within you. The stories you tell yourself, the beliefs you nurture, and the questions you ask all determine your trajectory. You either become the architect of your destiny or a prisoner of doubt, and that choice is made in the privacy of your thoughts, long before it's visible to the world. Let's be clear. Your mindset is the foundation of everything. The thoughts you entertain each day are not just passing ideas. They are blueprints shaping the life you're building. Picture two individuals, each with similar potential, yet one ascends toward greatness while the other remains stagnant. What separates them isn't talent. It's their internal narrative. One chooses to see obstacles as stepping stones. The other sees them as dead ends. One asks, "How can I grow from this?" while the other asks, "Why is this happening to me?" These simple internal choices shape dramatically different outcomes. The mind, like a muscle, becomes stronger through intentional training. Every time you silence doubt, replace fear with faith, or challenge your inner critic, you are rewiring your brain for success. Think about it. Some of the world's most transformative achievements were once dismissed as impossible until someone refused to believe it. Not because they had all the answers, but because they had the mindset to seek them. When you believe your goals are possible, your brain begins working differently. It stops avoiding challenges and starts solving them. That's the secret behind every breakthrough. The mind that refuses to quit. If your thoughts are consistently anchored in fear or negativity, then your actions and ultimately your results will follow that path. But when your mind is focused, trained, and tuned toward possibility, you unlock a kind of inner force that nothing external can compete with. That's not just mindset. That's your ultimate leverage in life. Your mental environment is like a garden. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and limitation, don't be surprised when you reap anxiety, hesitation, and regret. But when you consciously sow confidence, gratitude, and perseverance, you start cultivating a life filled with strength and opportunity. This transformation isn't about wishful thinking. It's about active mental discipline. It's about monitoring your inner dialogue, choosing better thoughts and reinforcing those choices daily. Replace "I can't" with "How can I?" and watch how your brain lights up with possibilities. Greatness isn't reserved for the perfect. It's earned by those who are mentally prepared to endure, evolve, and elevate beyond the noise. To change your life, you must first guard your thoughts like a warrior. What you feed your mind will either empower or enslave you. Books, mentors, conversations, everything you allow into your mental space is either nurturing your vision or weakening it. Surround yourself with ideas, people, and challenges that sharpen your edge. Use visualization not as fantasy, but as rehearsal. Picture your success in vivid detail. Feel the emotion of already achieving it. When you combine that vision with daily affirmation statements of belief and intent, you begin molding your subconscious into an ally rather than an adversary. Success doesn't start with action. It starts with belief, and belief starts with the mastery of your mind. Average lives are built on average goals. They are safe, comfortable, and easy to attain, but they never ignite transformation. If you want a life that breaks boundaries and rewrites your future, you need goals that push you to your limits, goals that make your heart pound with anticipation and fear. These are the goals that shake you awake from mediocrity. They're not supposed to feel easy. They're supposed to challenge everything you thought you were capable of. If your goals don't intimidate you at least a little, then you're playing small. And playing small might feel safe, but it also guarantees that you'll never experience the full power of who you could become. Big dreams don't require more talent. They require more courage. But dreams alone are never enough. Commitment is what turns goals into reality. It's not enough to say, "I want success." That's what everyone says. The difference lies in how far you're willing to go when motivation disappears and challenges mount. Most people wait for the perfect conditions to act, but the achievers, They act, plan, and execute regardless of how they feel. They don't just set goals, they set systems. They break huge ambitions into small, actionable tasks. A dream to earn $1 million might seem impossible until you break it down into months, weeks, days. Then suddenly it becomes a math problem, not a fantasy. And what once felt overwhelming becomes doable one step at a time. That's the secret, momentum. The smallest action toward a big goal is infinitely more powerful than the biggest intention never acted on. That's where most people fail. They confuse excitement with execution. Motivation comes and goes like a breeze. Discipline, on the other hand, is a fire you must stoke daily. The ones who succeed aren't always the most gifted. They're just the ones who show up even when it's boring, even when it hurts, even when no one is watching. Imagine climbing a mountain. If you look at the peak every day, you'll feel exhausted just thinking about the distance. But if you focus on one strong step after another, before you know it, you've ascended further than you ever imagined. It's not the leap that gets you there, it's the climb. And yet, many hesitate, not because the dream is too big, but because the fear is louder than the desire. Fear of failure, fear of embarrassment, fear of the unknown. But here's the truth. Fear is not your enemy. It's your compass. It points you to the place where growth lives. High performers don't run from fear, they run toward it, because they understand that every fear faced is a level unlocked. The energy that makes your palms sweat is the same energy that can push you into action if you decide to use it. Every success story begins with a person who dared to act, even though they were afraid. They saw fear as a sign they were on the right path, not a reason to stop. So here's your challenge. Choose a goal so bold it scares you. Break it down. Build the daily plan. Then act on it, not tomorrow. Not when you feel ready, but today. Because success doesn't reward intention. It rewards action. Don't wait for inspiration. Don't wait for the perfect moment. There is no perfect time. There is only right now. And every moment you spend waiting is a moment you're losing. The difference between you and the life you want is one thing. Consistent, focused action in the direction of a terrifying dream. Make fear your fuel. Build your system and let your actions speak louder than your doubts. Most people know exactly what they should be doing, but they don't do it. They wait for motivation. They wait until they feel ready, or they negotiate with their emotions. I'll do it later. I'm tired today. Just this once. I'll skip it. These small decisions, repeated day after day, build a life of regret. That's the trap of average. It lets feelings drive the ship. But feelings are inconsistent. They come and go like weather. If your life depends on how you feel, your results will always be inconsistent. The ones who rise above, they act regardless of how they feel, because they understand that success is not an emotional decision. It's a disciplined one. And discipline doesn't care about your mood. It only cares about your commitment. Discipline is the real superpower, not intelligence, not talent. Discipline, it's the ability to do what needs to be done, even when every part of you wants to quit. It's the internal contract you make with yourself that says, I will show up, I will do the work, no matter what. The greatest athletes, CEOs, and creators you admire, they didn't get there by relying on motivation. They built routines, they built habits, they built systems that removed the option to quit. Because discipline isn't about one massive burst of effort. It's about small decisions made consistently over time. Repetition builds rhythm, rhythm builds mastery, and mastery builds the life you dream of. If you want to know what your future looks like, look at your daily habits. Are you in control of them, or are they in control of you? Most people sleepwalk through their routines, unaware that they're reinforcing the very mediocrity they claim to hate. They procrastinate, scroll endlessly, skip the hard stuff, and wonder why life doesn't change. But discipline begins with awareness. It's catching those excuses in real time and choosing differently. It's saying, no, this isn't who I want to be. That's the first spark. And when you stack that spark, day after day, it becomes a fire that fuels your momentum. A fire that makes you unstoppable. You don't need to be extreme. You just need to be consistent. Start with one commitment. Wake up on time. Finish what you said you would. Hit the gym even when it's the last thing you feel like doing. Discipline is forged in these small battles, and over time, your identity changes. You stop being someone who tries and become someone who finishes, someone who follows through, someone others can't figure out, because while they wait for the perfect moment, you've already moved. Your edge is your discipline, and the beautiful thing, it compounds. The more disciplined you become, the more confident you feel. The more confident you feel, the more you push, and the more you push, the more results you create. It's a feedback loop, and it starts with one decision: to stop waiting and start executing. So eliminate the option to quit. Remove the distractions that steal your focus. Build a routine that supports your mission. Surround yourself with accountability, and remember, discipline isn't about punishment. It's about power. It's how you take control of your destiny instead of letting life happen to you. You don't need a new plan. You don't need to feel ready. You need to start doing what you already know needs to be done. Every time you act with discipline, you sharpen the sword, and one day when the world sees you succeed, they'll call it luck, talent, or fate. But you'll know the truth. You earned it one disciplined day at a time. You can't outgrow your environment, no matter how hard you push. If you're constantly surrounded by mediocrity, eventually you'll start calling it normal. The truth is, we absorb the energy, beliefs, and standards of the people around us, whether we realize it or not. That's why success isn't just about what you do. It's also about who you do it around. If your circle isn't pushing you to level up, it's holding you down. You become like the people you spend the most time with. So ask yourself, are the people in your life lifting you higher or dragging you back to average? If you're always the most ambitious person in the room, it's time to find a new room, because excellence isn't contagious unless you're exposed to it. You don't need to cut everyone off, but you do need to be intentional. Surround yourself with people who are driven, disciplined, and relentless in their pursuit of growth. People who make you question your excuses and raise your standards. Their energy will rub off on you. Their habits will challenge yours, and their success will force you to stop settling for less. If you can't find these people in your current circle, go seek them. Online, in books, at events, through mentorship. Growth doesn't happen in isolation. It happens through exposure. One conversation, one connection, one new relationship can change the trajectory of your life forever. So be bold in choosing who influences you, because those influences are shaping your future whether you notice or not. And once you've built the right mindset, set bold goals, created discipline, and upgraded your environment, there's only one thing left. Take massive action, not small, hesitant, maybe I'll try action. Massive, bold, imperfect, relentless action. Most people fail not because they lack information, but because they never start. They stay stuck in preparation mode, reading, planning, waiting for the right time. But the right time is an illusion. Success doesn't reward thinkers. It rewards doers. Even messy, unpolished action beats perfect ideas left sitting on a shelf. You don't need more time. You need more courage. You don't need more knowledge. You need more motion. Action creates clarity, builds momentum, and unlocks new doors that thinking alone never will. There will never be a perfect moment. The conditions will never be flawless. But if you want to transform your life, you've got to move. Send the message. Start the business. Make the change. Do it afraid. Do it unready. Do it anyway, because confidence doesn't come before action. It's built through action. And every step you take forward, no matter how small, increases your belief. You become a person of execution, a person of momentum. And when momentum hits, everything changes. You stop doubting and start doing. You stop waiting and start building. You stop existing and you start living like you mean it. This is your moment. No one is coming to push you. No one is going to do the work for you. It's on you. But that's the best news of all, because that means you're in control. Master your mindset. Set goals that scare you. Build a discipline that won't break. Surround yourself with winners. Then take massive action like your future depends on it. Because it does. You don't need luck. You don't need permission. You just need to decide. The life you want isn't found in dreams. It's forged in the fire of daily action. So stop waiting. Start moving and prove to yourself what you've always known deep down. You were never meant to be average. You were born to rise. If you've made it this far, drop a 100 in the comments. It shows you are part of the 1% that's improving every single day.